Hi, I'm Msumba.
And I'm Scott Klumb, and we welcome you to
Stars Connect. Let's
He-
bring on our guests.
Here We Go.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Yeah. We want to welcome everyone to Stars Connect, the new Flutie Foundation podcast that Jennifer Msumba and I are running. So here we've got a bunch of musicians working on a new record, don't we, Jennifer?
Yep. And it's a collaboration of autistic artists. And I'm just going to let everybody kind of talk about their part in it and how it came to be. So, Sierra, do you want to tell us about how the idea started?
Yeah, sure. So this was literally like the night of Fenway Park, like after the whole event, and Sequig and I decided to hold a after party at this restaurant, and so we had everyone there, and any 10 got it on camera, either him or Nico, but it was caught on camera, and I was like, "Yo, guys, what if we all like started an album?" And like they were all like down for it, and so like the rest of that year. We've all just been like kind of collaborating, and then we just like started it all like this year. Like we like instantly like kept the ball rolling and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely in the Instagram chat. Any 10. What about it? How do you feel about this?
I'll be frank that this is like an experience that I didn't think I was gonna do. Like mixing multiple songs for an album, especially composing a couple. I mean, not to give away like vibes of the future tracks that'll be coming about, but oh man, the moment that I started composing or we started making something and the satisfaction of it coming together and just being melded to it, with the processing, with mixing down the line, whether it's like denoising, EQing, compression, all these basic things that basically a mixing engineer would do. But man, the satisfaction of melding these tracks together is just beyond joyful. It's beyond enormous.
Oh, that's great to hear because I was worried it was like too much work on you, but it's good to hear you're enjoying it.
Yep.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah, that's awesome. And Camden, I know you've been doing a lot of mixing and creating tracks for the album. How's it been for you?
Well, basically, it's really been amazing being a part of this thing, being a part of this album. I've been working really hard on a couple of tracks that I got with a couple of you. Jen, I know that you and I have one together since that we both won that contest that led us to become a part of this family.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's been really fun. I also have one with NE10 as well. We got a couple of songs going on in this album, and it's been really amazing being a part of this and collaborating with other people because I've barely collaborated with a lot of people in the earlier years of my career. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was going to be really, really hard. Actually, when I saw you guys propose the idea in the chat, I was like, that's never going to work. Not because of ability, but just because, like, I don't know. It's a
so
big
many
idea.
people.
Yeah, so many people, even for neurotypicals. But I feel like being on the spectrum made us work together better because we are like more highly focused. Everyone was on the ball. I mean, how do you feel about that? Charlie, how do you feel about that?
I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of agree, and I'm not gonna lie. This working on this album, it has been unlike any of my albums that I've worked on, and I don't know. It was just cool. I mean, it was just an interesting thing to experience within myself, just as an artist. It gave me some room to like really diversify my sound, and and like that's what's really cool about this album, just how diverse, like sonically it's gonna be like you're like like just seeing everyone from like different backgrounds, and yet we all have this just that one similarity, and we're here for that, just to spread that one message.
Yeah.
That no, that's gonna be something incredible. It's gonna be something incredible for sure.
Give them a little taste. I talked to Jake before the podcast, and we want to give just a little taste of the anthem and show people the actual work that's being done behind the scenes. So, I think, Jake, do you have presentation permission?
I am currently opening up the Logit session, and then I'm going
Awesome.
to route.
And Laura,
input
you
and
are not
outputs.
forgotten.
Aw, thank you.
You're welcome. I got a question for you too.
Oh,
Hey.
awesome. Cool.
Oh yeah, Jake, my vocals are coming, man. I meant to send them to you. It's just yesterday was hectic.
Yeah, man, I got you.
Yeah, y'all. I actually performed at a church yesterday.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. How did that go?
Man, it went, dude. That was spectacular. I performed Lemonade and went to a church crowd. Gee, I had that crowd blessing. I'm not. I had a church crowd on their feet, bro. And I don't even do gospel music like that. That wasn't even my forte. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. That might have did some things for me.
That's cool. That's good. That's good, Charlie.
Yeah,
awesome.
Nice.
Laura, so how do you feel about being part of this album?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. To be honest, it feels really incredible to be on this album, with people with autism. I feel very honored to be a part of something special. I mean, yeah, and yeah, to be honest, I thought I wasn't going to be on this album because I had COVID in December, and I had like long COVID like for a while, and I was like unable to like do anything, but like as I slowly started recovering, I decided to be an advocate for myself, and I was like, hey, I want to be on this album, and I've always struggled like collaborating with people, but I wanted to be on this album so bad. So yeah, now I'm on 2 songs. I'm on a song with Jennifer, MBS, and Gabrielle, and I'm on another one with Diego's brother, Nico and Sierra. And it just feels really great to be a part of something so special and so unique to the music industry. And so, yeah.
Something that comes to my mind after all of you've spoken is that it's how people grow. All of us grow in some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
I know,
yeah.
like Sierra, your leadership skills have really grown.
Oh yeah.
Camden and Any 10, you're collaborating with people for kind of the first time. And Laura, you advocate for yourself. And Charlie,
Yeah.
you got a lot of things, a lot of tracks going and doing your thing. So
Well,
I think that's great.
Let's ask everyone this question. What does it mean to make such an inclusive album altogether? Like, what does that mean to each of you individually?
It kept me busy, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. So like, I have a little home studio set up, and usually I use that for mostly like small small projects and like stuff that like got to be done in like an instant, and like it was barely used. Like when I was working on this album, like this was the most time like I had to make use of like my little home setup. Like I usually go to like I'm usually bouncing to like a whole professional studio set up or something, or I'm booking a studio session just so I can get stuff done. And yeah, yeah, it definitely kept me just busy and just on the go, and just on the go. And like I said, it allowed me to diversify myself, and just really be in my element. So
For sure. Well, Jake, how did it feel doing such an inclusive album?
I would definitely also say it was for sure a different experience than what I'm used to, because I'm not particularly used to collaborating. But I think anyone who has collaborated with someone else, whether that's music related or not, can relate that it's just an entirely different experience, and just kind of forms this different atmosphere than doing things by yourself. And I was always kind of like, it kind of kept me on my toes, like, all right, someone's gonna send me an idea soon, and this person's gonna do this, and I think it's cool hearing about how everyone's growing, and even just Sequid, how you were just mentioning how you got a lot of use out of your home studio, and now I kind of feel like you could probably continue to keep using that for more music and everything, and kind of trying new things. I know for me, I kind of had some fun with like mixing different, almost mixing different genres together, just like mixing people's different sounds together, and ideas and everything, to kind of make this fusion collage of what we all sound like. And so it's definitely been an incredible experience. I have loved, going back and forth with all of you guys, and I think it was like it wasn't as sort of daunting as you might expect. Like from what I experienced, there wasn't a whole lot of like, it kind of almost seemed like our ideas would flow very easily and naturally. So I remember we've been on meetings together, and it's like one person has this idea, and it's like, oh, what do you do this? And it's like just building ideas and layering ideas on top of each other to come up with this full song or with this full product. I think seeing that has just been really cool. Just like kind of, it's just awesome to see how like in sync everybody is.
For sure.
So-
I felt like just watching the group chats and stuff, that everyone is respectful of everyone else. No one's trying to be like the boss of the thing, or like, everyone's just really respectful, and I've had a great time doing it.
And
So
Jake, I'm curious, how many instruments did you use on this album?
Let's see.
Oh boy.
So let's see. I used a lot of my keyboard, especially in some songs, to kind of just lay certain foundations. I recorded guitar for some songs. That's gonna be super awesome. I'm really excited about that. I recorded bass guitar. I had recorded some saxophone for one of the songs to have like a nice like horn line.
nice.
And let's see. I feel like that's pretty much it. I used I didn't record an actual live drum set. I used like drum samples on on Logic Pro and stuff on my computer, because that's kind of what the sound warranted. It didn't seem like a full big like drum set sound would like make sense for some of these songs. But it was cool to like, again, that kind of goes back to like, kind of playing around with different ideas and stuff, and hearing what other people have to say and what other people's ideas are. So
Who wants to hear a little bit of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I.
Hear it a little bit. So many years have gone by. It's our place, it's our time.
We're rising up, we're on fire. Across across the spectrum, my colors shine.
Used to be the shy kid that nobody knew, that would always sit in the back of the room. Now you see me shining, coming out the blue. No longer have to mask, I'm living on my truth. There's always someone that tries to tear me down, but I don't let no one
Awesome.
try to take my crown.
Thanks, Jake.
Life is ever treated.
It's gonna be legit.
Yeah. We got a
Nice.
banger incoming.
Yeah.
Anything coming?
Oh yeah.
Beware. What's the name of the album?
Stars of the Spectrum, Volume 1.
Stars of the Spectrum, Volume 1.
Stars
Stars
of
of
the
the
Awesome.
Spectrum,
Volume
Volume
One.
Yeah.
One.
Which means there's more to come.
Right, that's what I was gonna say, which means
Get on the more.
stay tuned.
This
Even
go-
after this
Get
album.
it? Get it? Get it? Stay tuned.
Oh snap!
Not much there on that one. Okay, I need anyone who's got a story about how anyone have any problems during this process. Not necessarily interpersonal problems, because we don't want to call anyone out, but like technical problems, creative problems, writing lyrics. Like, was any part of this? I mean, it wasn't all unicorns and fairy tales.
Or was it ever hard to just
Yeah.
get the motivation or the focus to do it?
Yeah.
I think for me, like, I'm so used to like making songs or like recording songs under like instruction, but now like most of the songs, like, I'm in charge. I gotta get the ball rolling, right? And so it was kind of hard to just like do that or something, or like, I don't know, but I got through it. I like scheduled group calls, writing sessions, and yeah, this really helped me like figure out how to like lead some stuff like this. Like this whole process was like hard, stressful, but it'll come out great at the end.
It's gonna be a reward.
What about for you, Laura?
Ooh, yeah. I guess it was a little hard for me just in general to be I think at first, like in the beginning when I was getting into this collab album, it was a little hard for me to like collab with people because like I'm used to just like, you know, writing songs like independently and like and like
Nice guy.
Nice
Nice guy.
Sky in the building.
and yeah, I'm just used to like writing like songs like independently, but I was just like Sierra said, I got through it. I motivated myself. I looked at other artist songs for inspiration, and and I feel like my group work skills have grown. I feel more confident to collab with people and like work with people now. And it's super duper cool. So yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Let's-
awesome to hear.
Let's hear from Sky.
Yes.
2 questions for you. What does it mean to you to make such an inclusive album?
I feel like it's so special because it shows that it doesn't matter who you are, you can always accomplish your dream, and like even with autism or any disability, that you can just make a great life even without the like fact of being normal, but instead being unique, different, and cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That sums it up right there.
Yeah.
I like that. Oh man.
And did you face any barriers along the way making this album?
If you didn't, that's all cool too.
Yep.
I don't think I did.
Did you
I
have
would say
fun?
Skylar's intense love for Squishmallows occasionally interferes with the recording process.
The struggle is real.
I like that. Well, let's get Camden and Diego in here too. Did you have any struggles, you guys?
Well, for me, it's pretty much like making different types of music, really, because ever since I started, I really the only like primary music genres I've ever participated in was electronic music, for to be more specific, house music and dubstep, as well as a little bit of lo-fi hip hop. But in this album, for the first time ever, I really focused on more pop style songs, which I've been trying to work on with this album I am working on. Stay tuned for that album. Like for example, I did a song that's off of this album with Sierra and Sequeak, and I really wanted to experiment on this pop sound. I've been wanting to do like pop rock type stuff for a while now. So it really is like a cool experiment that I really get to do. So yeah.
I like that. It's good to hear. Trying something new.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Diego?
Well, let's see. Where do I start from? Like the few problems. I'm kidding. So I mean, so from my past experience, that yes, I tried infusioning like from a 1960s song, "Sweet Caroline," into EDM, which turned out pretty successful.
You killed that, Diego.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you so much. Me and Nico literally just killed it. But with the past experience, especially from learning from like professional audio engineers, going to seminars, and then having a bunch of genres at least under the wing, it was actually really great to have that. But I think what the struggle was is choosing the style artistically. And of course, like, I don't just slap on anything and there you go. No, I like to be selective. I think that's kind of like where it's too easy to overthink something. And I know it tends to be a problem, especially with gifted artists. And especially when you decide to pick one part and you're like, okay, this is kind of overbearing, but no. It's more easy to simplify it than to overdo it.
Yeah.
That's kind of a way I like to perceive it.
I like that perspective. I think too, Charlie, do you have any issues?
Let's see. You want the watered down? You want the watered down version, or y'all want the truth?
A watered down version.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I just wanted to make that joke, but yeah. But
I took it literally.
yeah. But to be real here, as fun, you know, as cool as it was to make an album, like this one, I will say I did feel a little rushed, and sometimes that can mess with me, you know, creatively, because I know that when I make my own projects, like when I made the Young Dreamers album, you know, I didn't really think about all the logistics until, you know, I felt like I had like enough material to where I feel like I could make a soul body of work out of it and make it make sense. And you know, it can be hard, and you know, it can be hard to just be creative sometimes when you rush too, because like, you know, you like when you're not rushed, like you can just focus on just feeling what you write and just putting it in the booth. But I'm not gonna lie, like when there was times like where I was recording the album, and the mindset was just like, bro, I gotta get this. All right, bro, I gotta get this done, bro. Like, let's do it one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. You know, you just kind of rush it, and then it doesn't feel authentic, and that's why I'm big on musically myself, just authenticity, and just making sure that people feeling everything that I write down, because a lot of what I write comes from life experiences, and I don't know, being rushed, like
Yeah.
with anything that comes to music, it can mess that up. I can't be I can't be real. Like that part I can be real. That part I can be real with.
Yeah.
I feel you on that, because even with me in the filmmaking world, like if the creative juices aren't flowing, it's hard to get the work done. And so I've been taking my time on my new feature film I'm working on, but then when I do freelance work for other people that have deadlines, there's times where I'm not feeling creative, but I have to get it done, and it just makes it that much harder.
Yeah, I know that when we were in the meetings, talking about the album, y'all all, like, I remember like the first few meetings, y'all already had like a date planned out. I was like, hold on, bro. Like y'all don't even have half the album yet, and y'all talking about a date. And it's like sometimes y'all just got, like, when y'all making stuff like that. Sometimes you gotta sit back, and you gotta ask yourself, like, do you do you want it, like, do you want to drop the album on time, or do you want to drop a good album?
Yeah.
And that can be two different situations. So
But this time it's both at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
all right, yeah.
I have a question for everybody, anybody who wants to answer, and that is about like, I feel like most everyone here has. What resources have you used to learn music, whether it be producing instruments? I know for me, like, I learned off YouTube and stuff, and I didn't really have any formal instruction. I wanted to ask everybody else, how did you develop your skills and your talents?
Jen, I'm like you with my producing, bro. YouTube University, bro.
Yeah. For free.
Yeah. Nah, who knew that YouTube could teach you things better than your own college, bro.
I know you were born like playing drums, so you just already knew how to.
I feel like you just roasted your own college.
What college?
Mike,
Hey, shout out to the ones in college though.
Nice. And I don't even know how to follow that. Anybody else?
Anybody else go to YouTube University?
Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
Are you on their scholarship program?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the one university that's never shutting down, because the enrollment just keeps going up.
That's great. That's great. All right. Well, I don't even know where to go from there. I lost my mind.
Y'all welcome.
I mean, I somehow learned through YouTube University a little bit, but actually, believe it or not, it's mostly Fresno City College. That's the community college I go to. Oh yeah, don't roast that college, please.
No.
No.
But literally, the teacher that I'm assisting, I'm a TA over there at this moment of this recording. His name is Christopher Brady, and he's helped me out a lot, especially with the mixing. not only I've learned from someone who actually did the trailer music for Call of Duty 3. He did Luck at the Irish as a Disney movie. He did the NBA theme on Fox. Like so many tracks that we never even hear of as of today, at least until now.
Mhm.
And then not only that, I get to seminars like from the NAM show.
Yeah.
I get Sound on Sound, Music Radar, probably like a lot of others that I'm probably losing right now. But along the way, there's just so much out there
Yeah.
that you end up getting lost in this whole realm of the internet, and suddenly, University of YouTube is just the first one that pops up all of a sudden.
Yeah, I hear that. I actually had a question for Sky. I'll put you on the spot. I know you also do like musical theater, and I wanted to ask you about that. How did you get into that? And how are you liking it?
So how I got into it was in 4th grade, right? Well, COVID didn't end, but everybody had to go to school. There's no more like computer online. So my teacher, my music teacher, Dr. K, I love her. She had an acting program and like chorus choir. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's like singing, and then there's also acting in it. And I'm like, oh, I love to sing. I definitely want to do that. And then when the acting part came, I'm like, why not just sign up? And I actually got the main role as the teacher, and that was awesome. I had a lot of lines to remember. I pretty much remembered the whole script.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And I just loved acting ever since. Right now, I'm doing a play, Newsies. I'm the role Davy, which is one of the main characters, and I just love acting.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. That's like another element of music I wanted to talk about.
Man.
Sure, Sierra. What does it mean?
Yes.
What does it mean to you to be on this album?
Man, it really means a lot because it's been a journey, guys. Like, I remember like back in middle school, I was in my like ASD classes when I took math and social skills, and like I was the only girl in those classes, and they all hated me, and the only ones who would like me are creepy men. So now so now I'm leading this whole thing, and I'm one of the few girls, and everyone loves me. So it's definitely a full circle moment, and this has been one of my crazy ideas, and I am kind of surprised that this actually worked out a little bit, and it's definitely been a learning experience.
Well, I'm glad you got to have that learning experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all definitely learned a lot of stuff from this.
Mm.
Yeah.
Learned a lot, gained a lot, probably lost a lot, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I was just gonna ask, does anyone have? Well, let me think. Scott, do you have one of the questions?
I'm just thinking, because this is an inclusive album and it's a bunch of autistic people, for those who know what hyperfocus is, does that ever benefit you in your music career, writing,
Good question.
performing, whatever? So
Yes.
let's hear about hyperfocus from each one of you.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Camden, I see you as a hyper focuser.
Do you?
Yeah,
How so?
cause I don't know. Do you hyper focus? Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I don't even know if I have hyper focus or not.
I witnessed Camden being hyper focused.
You have.
Sort of.
There you are, diagnosed.
Okay, then I'll take it. I'll take it.
Do you ever just get so far in the groove that time just passes by, and before you know it, you've worked for like 6 hours and it feels like 2 hours has passed by?
And like you haven't eaten, you haven't drinking water, like it's just like what happened?
I'm not
Okay.
forgetting lunch.
Sometimes that happens. There was this one remix I did, that one of the first ever remixes I ever did was a song by Panda Eyes called Beauty and the Laser Gun, and I spent like all day on it. And it's all day on it, and then just released it right after because I was impatient because at the time it sounded so good at the time, and it felt good releasing a remix. So it was nice, but that only took me like 6 hours, I think, to work on. But nowadays, I'm more advanced in my producing. That it just takes just much longer than a day, and sometimes it does. I do kind of lost track on time on doing it, and sometimes it would be past my bedtime, and I'd still be working on a song,
Yeah.
which is something I gotta work on. I gotta know my limits.
Yeah, that's true. I saw Jake nodding like emphatically at
Me
that
too.
question.
I would say I can totally relate to you, Camden. And it's funny how you said, "Oh, only spent 6 hours on this." Like when you get so hyper focused on something, 6 hours feels like absolutely no time at all.
Yeah.
I know this just like let's see, on like this past Wednesday, I was working on a remix for a song we were doing at church this weekend, and I started it at like maybe 8 p.m. and I stayed up till midnight just to like finish it, and then I stayed up later to continue just listening to it. So
I do that too.
Yep.
like I'll just be listening to it over and over and over again, just to be completely soaked in by it. But yeah, that's not the first time that's happened. But I feel like there's some songs and arrangements and stuff that I've done that I'm like I'm excited about all the songs and arrangements I do, but then there's like a couple that like every couple arrangement or every couple song, it's like, okay, this one I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
This one that I was working on this past Wednesday was one of those that I was just really excited about, and I just like had to finish it.
Is that the one you sent me?
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I'm the same. Like I want to finish something, I will get it done. It will be dinner. I will be working on my computer doing homework or music stuff, whatever it is. The one problem I have, if it's something that, like, for example, like homework, yes, I'm still in school, and like I just don't want to do it, but I have to finish it. You give me 1 5-minute break, that 5 minutes is gonna turn into a whole 2 hours, and then I'm not gonna finish it. Unless I'm
Relatable.
that determined, 1 5-minute
Relatable.
break is not gonna be 5 minutes.
Right.
That's something I have to work on.
I feel like when we hyper focus and we go for 6 hours straight, we need a 6 hour long break.
Basically, take a
Yeah.
nap for like the next day. I was reading saw a thing like people on the spectrum, since I want to know what you guys' feelings on this. Well, since we tend to be a lot more sensitive to noise and all that, like does it get exhausting sometimes when you've been out socializing or in the community, and then like you come home and you feel like you want to work on music or something, but your brain is just done? Does that happen? I don't know. That happens to me, Charlie.
Okay. Yeah. So nowadays, my social battery, like it can get drained out easily. Probably a little different back when I was in school. Back when I was in school, but we ain't gonna get into that. But but yeah, man. Like I can once I'm out, but like it's cool. Like it's cool. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that that do like to have a good time. Have a good time every once in a while. And when I'm like out when I'm like out after a certain amount of time, it can get a little tiring, and then you like I don't know if y'all ever feel this way. Like you ever out somewhere and like you chilling, and after a while like you start you start to feel like you're alone in a room full of people. Like that's how I start to feel like once it gets to that feeling, I'm like, all right, folks, that's a wrap. I'll see y'all later. You feel me? So
yeah, I hear you. Anyone?
I love how the room just got quiet as soon as I.
He said the words. He said the words.
Well,
Speaking of noise sensitivity.
For me, I find that my filmmaking career is my coping skill, it's my passion or special interest, and it's my career. Would you say music's the same way for any of you? Like, is music mostly a career to you now, or is it still like a pastime that's a coping skill? Like
both.
It's a bit of both, really. A bit of both, really. Like before I joined up with you guys, it would be like just a hobby or something, and now I'm doing like shows, and I'm getting like I'm getting paid to do this stuff, and now I consider this sort of like a part-time job, somewhat, but not really, but sort of something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it is. For me, for sure.
Yeah, for me, I could not be in my life right now if I wasn't introduced to music. Like, sorry. What I was gonna say was, for example, like Jake and Sky, like I could not live without that. But also doing acting, that involves singing, and then I'm at the worship team at my church. I cannot be there without worshiping. I just love, I don't know, just without singing and without music, I'm not me.
Aw.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
I think you just said it all. I have a question. I want to go around the circle. Everybody name one thing or special interest or hobby you have that has nothing to do with music, right? And you have to say it like in like 1 or 2 words. You ready? Set. Who am I gonna pick first? Sierra.
Theme parks.
Yes. Okay. Camden.
Memes, gaming.
Nice. Diego.
Aliens, other topics.
Oh wow, we gotta revisit that. Charlie.
Netflix, chilling.
Yes.
We went there.
Okay.
Laura.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. Let's see. YouTube. Listening to music. No. Yoga. YouTube and yoga.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Jake.
Let's see. Eat, sleep, Jesus.
Nice. That needs to be a t-shirt.
Sky.
Sky.
Squashmallows. It's like I have 4.
Let's hear it.
I have 4. And I just forgot all of them.
That Squishmallow might as well be one of them.
Squishmallows. That's what I was gonna say. Squishmallows, my bed, friends, and Jesus, and TV.
All right, Jennifer.
Oh shoot. Oh.
Yeah, we have to answer it too.
Minecraft.
Anything else?
Filmmaking.
Filming. All right. Mine is golf and skiing, even though I broke my elbow this weekend.
Yeah, he literally broke it. Yeah. Oh, guess who's here? Gabrielle's in the house.
We got a guest.
I've been here for a bit, but I've been backstage, and I didn't know how to not be backstage, but I guess someone fixed that now.
You could have said something earlier.
Oh,
Oops.
sorry.
Darn.
Man,
Gabrielle,
all
tell
that
us
time
your
I
life
should have been
story.
able to think of my words. Probably filmmaking also, and cooking and baking gluten-free foods.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gabrielle, we need to talk about filmmaking. I love filmmaking.
Are you doing the Easter Seals Challenge this year? Because
Not
I
this
know.
year,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, we need to talk.
We will. We'll talk. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Bro, this theme park I'm fixated on currently is Nintendo World. I think Mario also is one of my special interests. Super Mario
gosh.
and theme parks.
Yeah.
Nintendo World. Epic Universe.
Gabrielle, you introduce yourself and let us know how this album has been for you.
Yeah. So my name is Gabrielle Zui. I've been a Flutie Fellow for a little over a year now. Like a year and a month or two. And this album's been really cool. I definitely am really behind in the iMessage chat for the finale
too.
song. I have to figure out what I'm supposed to be recording on the finale song, so that's interesting. But it's been really cool to be a part of a collaboration that I was entirely not expecting to be a part of. I don't know what exactly MBS's genre is called. It's like a specific subtype of rap, or hip hop maybe. But it's like a really cool one of the songs that I'm on. Is just like a really cool combination of different songwriters who I wouldn't have expected to be put together, but then like we just mainly ended up all on a song together because we weren't on other songs or something. But I think it turned into something really beautiful, so I'm really happy about that. I'm also really excited for some collaborations outside of the album.
Nice.
Especially for a collaboration that I've been working on for a really long dragged out time with Camden. And the length of time is on me. But
Stay tuned.
Huh?
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for Camden's whole album, by the way. And I've been working also very slowly on an EP with my band. So I'm really
Shout out
hoping
your
that
band.
yeah, shout out Friends and Amigos. I'm really hoping that we're gonna finish the EP during the summer so that I can like bring CDs for in August. But yeah, I'm really excited.
That's awesome, Gabrielle. That was a good summation of all the questions.
I'd love to connect with you on filmmaking sometime, Gabrielle.
Yes, I would love to do that. I just directed I mostly act. I've done a lot of I mean I grew up doing musical theater, but I've done a lot of film acting these past few years.
Oh, wow.
But I just like I started doing like production assistant and like a very tiny bit of like gaffing and like other just like trying to help out on other film sets and stuff. And I just directed my first music video for my band's song in February, and so now I'm working on the post-production of the music video, and it's very exciting to be on the other side of that. But yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's like
That's what's
super
up.
impressive. Yeah, that's what's up. For sure.
All right, let's ask some random questions, Jennifer.
Okay, random questions.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Let's start with. We've already done this with Sierra and Charlie, but if you can meet one celebrity or musician, who would it be, and what would you do with them?
Paul McCartney.
Oh yeah, I
Definitely
knew
Paul
that.
McCartney. And we would do a song together. It's just it's the biggest dream ever in my entire career as a musician. It's to do a song with Paul McCartney if I'm able to.
Aw, Camden, you'll get it. You'll get it. Keep working.
Yes.
I love
Thank
that
you.
for you.
Thank you.
For me, I love acting like I was saying before. It's not one person, it's more of a group. They do this acting. They're older than me, but they're kind of my age. They do these acting videos that I literally fall in love with. They're called Shiloh and Bros. A couple people, but I've always wanted to meet them and do a video together.
All right. I see that happening. Jake.
I would say
Toby Mac.
yes.
You're gonna say that.
That Toby Match and Torrin Wells. I would say Torrin Wells. I've been like listening to his band's like remixes of like when they perform the songs live, they do remixes of them, and I've been listening to them like in the shower every single day, and I'm just like completely obsessed with them, and they inspire me very much when I'm making remixes of songs, and even when I'm writing my own songs, just like how everything fits together. I just love their sound, and so what I would probably want to do with them is perform live with them is like to perform a show with Torrin Wells and his band.
Nice.
Nice.
I love that for you. Want that to happen. Let's see. Diego.
Oof. Okay. It would either be the Seven Lions or Last Heroes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
But I will say, like, actually, you know what? Hold on. My main artist, AU5, or he's also known as Austin Collins. Like my role model right there. My role model.
It's a good
Nice.
role model right there.
Gabrielle.
These are people that are alive, right?
No, they can be dead. I just made up that now.
Okay.
That sounded so weird. Bro.
You want to meet somebody who's dead? I guess.
That sounded
Okay. I guess then my two would be Mitski and Ella Fitzgerald. Mitski is like one of the just like most incredible live performances that I've gotten to see. I along with her music being amazing, just like as like a just like writer and composer and singer and just like the whole everything combined is just like incredible. And then Ella Fitzgerald like is probably my most listened to artist of like my lifetime, and like I learned a lot. Like I ended up minoring in jazz because like I grew up trying to imitate all of her like ridiculous scatting and improv and everything. So like she's like the blueprint basically.
Wow. That's great. I like that.
All right, Laura.
Oh gosh. Okay. This is a crazy dream. I would love to. I know this sounds wild, but I would love to meet Taylor Swift. Actually, I know there's a whole bunch of Swifties out there, but like I've been a fangirl of hers ever since I was a little kid, like in elementary school, and I would just like love to like write a song with her or get in a studio and record on one of her songs. Like that would be a dream. Yeah.
I love your dream and I want it for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Charlie, reminisce us.
Reminisce. So I would say Kid Cudi. Yeah, bro. Cudi, he one of the reasons why like I'm like the artist that I am now. Him and Travis Scott, them like two of like my biggest inspirations. And like for real, I would tell like I would love to just one day just to sit down with him and just tell him just how much his music just resonate resonated with me. Like I'll say this. I remember it was during COVID. It was like Christmas time. And like everybody in my family had it, but me. And then also lost my aunt. And I also lost my aunt today. And like that was like a dark time. And then Kid Cudi, his Man on the Moon 3 album came out. And I heard that album, bro. And bro, just hearing his voice. I don't know, bro. Just hearing his voice and just hearing his voice, man. It was just like the biggest hug, bro. And it was like for like the first time in a hot minute, I felt like it was gonna be all right, man. It was gonna be cool. It's even crazy that because I'm saying that because I just learned that he's coming to St. Louis and he's fine and he's selling the ticket. And he's selling floor tickets at a decent price, and I'm trying to see him so bad.
You gotta go. You gotta go. I'll go with you. You gotta go.
come on to St. Louis. I ain't got no. I haven't found nobody yet, so come on.
All right, bet. For me, I really want to meet Adele because like she has been like the main reason. Like I've been listening to her music since I was like 10 or 12 years old, and I've just been singing her songs, and like she kind of helped me strengthen my voice in a way. And so when I meet her, I really want to like sing a song with her, or like I want to write a song that I want to do with her, or write a song with her. Like that'll be really cool. But like I noticed that she doesn't really collaborate with artists like at all, so it'll be hard. But that'll be kind of cool.
She needs to learn like we did to collaborate.
Yeah. Come on, Adele, join the team.
Join the team. What's up? Amanda, do we have any Collins or anyone else behind on stage?
We do not.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
We should have put the link in the chat.
we should have. All right. Well, let's before we come to an end, let's hear what other plans you all have for 2024, goals, just what's going on.
To get 200 squishmallows by the end of the year. I'm gonna go on 100 this year. I want more.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday and Christmas.
You need to start a Squishmallow GoFundMe.
Yeah. You gotta show us which ones you have and which ones you don't have. So like, do that. We can give you the ones you don't have.
I want you to walk into a room and Squishmallows just fall from the ceiling.
Make it rain.
Yes. We had company recently, so we're just shoving all of them in the closet.
Oh.
There needs to be like a whole like Squishmallow store that just like Sky can walk into and just like buy a whole bunch of them.
That would be her bedroom.
Well, for me, it's to finish this album that I've been working on. Well, for ever since like 2021, I've been working really hard on this album I'm trying to work on. That combines like alternative and classic rock with the typical electronic music that I've been working on. I got a couple of collaborations with some of the Flutie fam here. I got one with Sierra. I got one with Nico, Anyten's brother, as well as one with Gabrielle and another producer that's a friend of mine named Samard. And yeah, I really can't wait to finish this album, and I'm really hoping to release it before the year ends.
Yeah, man, we're rooting for you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
I also plan to work on an album, work on my social media presence, get out there with my gigs, and just start working on my branding this year.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm also working on some music myself. I'm not gonna lie. I think I might do an EP this year. Like I've been I've been working on enough material to where it's like I feel like I can put a body of work together, and then I also feel like once the time and the mood is right, and I feel like everything is set, I feel like we'll see a Stars of the Spectrum hip hop edition, bro. So
yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna get all the rappers on, man. So yeah, NBA Sam, get at me, bro.
We're rooting for you.
Yeah, Opry. But yeah, shout out to the fans. Shout out to the fans though. I love y'all and I do miss y'all. And
yes.
I also been on social media for a hot minute, but yeah, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. It's gonna be a comeback worth waiting for. That's a promise I'm making right there.
Awesome.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Diego?
Oof. Well, actually, shoot, I am working on an album as well. It's much larger than I expected, to be honest. Also +1 with Camden, wherever you're at on screen. Yeah, of course. Hey, best buddy right there. But
stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. Actually, I want to finish this semester strong because for associates of science, commercial music. I'm filed for graduation this semester.
Hey.
Let's go.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man, like I definitely want to thank you, thank you so much, all of you. Like I really want to push forward this year, especially, I mean, not just with this album particularly, but for the rest of the other projects and getting to connect with more people as I go. You know, I'm looking forward to it.
That sounds awesome. I heard myself like 3 times.
I'll be on that album.
Gabrielle.
What are some other goals you have for this year? What else are you doing other than this album?
I have a goal to find balance. I have a lot of different projects that I'm like are mostly in progress, and like I'm a freelancer, and so I work at like 7 different places right now. All like it basically adds up to one full-time job, but it's just like not all in one place. And so there's a lot of really exciting stuff and stuff that's very important to me, but trying to figure out like how to I just have like more because like so many cool new opportunities have come up. It's like I have more different things going on than I think I have at any recent point in my life. And so like trying to make sure I'm, like not missing a deadline for one thing when I'm working on another thing, and that I'm like staying in communication with everyone, especially the people that like um I'm really excited to work with. And yeah, I don't know. I have like I think I mentioned like my band's working on our EP, and I'm also editing our music video, and then I'm doing a lot of stuff right now for the Human Rights Commission of my city. I've been on my city's Human Rights Commission for almost 5 years now. And I was elected this past year as the co-chair. And so we've been working on a lot of stuff with the mayor and the city council, which is like really exciting, and it's stuff that I've like wanted to do for years. Like we're rewriting part of our city's code of ordinances, which sounds like I don't know if it sounds like it means anything, but it's a lot more work than I expected it to be. And yeah, like I'm also like in charge of planning our city's pride celebration. And so it's all and like 20 more things that are in progress, and they're all very exciting. But like I need to figure out, or my goal for this time period of life is to figure out like how to balance all of the cool things so that I can keep doing the cool things and not like let down or have to let go of like too many of them. Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wow.
I wish you the best of luck on all
Right.
that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I would not survive. I would not survive that load of work.
Yeah.
It's
Me
it's
neither.
good. It's interesting.
Dang.
I mean, like, it's such a blessing because in like September through November, I was dealing with a lot of like medical issues, and I didn't get to do any, like, I had to cancel some of my shows. Like, I didn't meet with my band for a whole 3 months in a row. Like, I wasn't doing most of the things I'm getting to do now. And so it's like now that like I'm back in good health and like I'm improving in a lot of like those areas and stuff, it's like I jumped back into everything, and maybe I jumped a little too fast, but it's such a blessing to be overwhelmed by good things instead of being overwhelmed by like bad things that are out of your control.
Like
yeah.
squishmallows just falling at you from
Yeah,
your
exactly. That's what this feels like. This feels like I just jumped into a big ball pit of squishmallows. And I'm like, oh no, what am I doing here? But it's chill because they're all squishmallows, which are like great.
Right.
And Laura, what about you?
Yeah, so my goal this year is that I want to release a couple more singles. I'm a newer artist on the rise, and I just released my first single in October last year. Yeah. Thank you. All thanks to the
Wow.
Flutie Foundation. Shout out to them. They are incredible. Um and yeah, I have my second solo single coming out May 31st, several weeks after the collab album. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I hope to release another single in like, I don't know, like maybe fall time after that, like October, November. I also want to, like Sierra was saying, I also want to work on like my social media presence a little more this year, and I want to get like a set together of maybe like 4 or 5 songs, because I only have like 2 original songs that are like stage worthy that can go on and perform. So yeah, I want to start getting like maybe like a 15-20 minute set together that I can just like go out and perform at with gigs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that
Awesome.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think this has been an amazing podcast.
It has.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I
Indeed.
love talking with all of you, and you're hilarious.
And we want to thank you all for coming on today. So
Yeah.
it's been
Heck yeah.
awesome.
And on the
Alright,
count of
thanks for
3,
having
let's say the name of our album.
Stars
Stars
at
at
the
the
Spectrum,
Spectrum,
Volume
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we can't wait to share this episode with all of you.
Yes, thank you so much, guys.
Have a great day, and see you on the next episode.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.